Now I want to start talking about, all right, these are the facts, what do we do? You know, your initiatives are absolutely crucial, but do you have enough ammunition to get it done? Here's the way I look at the problem. I like to call the biggest part of the problem is when WMCs, or lovingly known as weapons of mass consumption, collide with a consumer who can't or won't change. All right, so what do I mean by a weapon of mass consumption? I referenced the Monster Thick Burger. I have no problem with a hamburger. I do have a problem when it morphs into a 1,420 calorie Monster Thick Burger. I don't think you're helping anybody with this thing. You're only helping to make them add weight. All right? Is there something wrong with a can of Coke? I mean, granted, it is, you know, I mean, we see the terminology about it's calorically and nutritionally absent. I get that. But the point is, it's a can of Coke. All right? It's 100 calories, 97 calories per 8 ounces. But you get into a problem when that Coke or Pepsi morphs into a 64-ounce super big gulp. And people don't realize that they're looking at 600 to 800 calories. They just think they're drinking something because they're thirsty. And they have a value, and it makes sense. They don't even, boom, they don't get it. They don't get that they're consuming all those calories. You know, and then things like donuts. You know, a simple plain donut might run 100 calories. But again, the menu sticker shock. You go into a Starbucks, and it's a boom, this muffin is 479 calories. And then I threw up an example of Lunchables from Kraft. Basically, Lunchables are a good convenience product. I'm not a big fan of them. But then they go into Lunchables maxed out. Why do we need to sell a Lunchables maxed out? I rest my case. So you see the result. So again, I think it's if we can look at this from a different purview, because again, companies like Coke and Pepsi, the name's on the building. So if you go at them and say, I'm going to kill this product, I got my 6 shooters out, we want to get rid of these products. No. There's a big moat around these buildings, the drawbridge is up, the weapons are right. No. No. Frontal assault when you have about 50 people is not a good idea. Not a good idea. All right. So how do you start moving towards a solution? I believe we have to take on a whole new mindset here. But it's everybody. It's not this group. It's everybody, the way we think about solving it. So let's look at industry first. They have to make money. But now it's time to make money responsibly. When I first started in the industry, obesity problem wasn't on the map. Wasn't an issue. You know, so my charge is to sell as much Coke or sell as much Betty Crocker or cereals or whatever. Duh, okay, let's go sell it. It's different now. You can see the evidence. The evidence is in front of you. So you can't just ignore it by saying, hey, we have a couple of products that consumers can choose and they're healthier options and that's going to make the problem go away. It's not going to do it. They have to take stewardship over their customer. Now, in my more cynical moments, there are 3 tenets to marketing. First thing you do is you make the consumer aware of your proposition. Secondly, you get them to try your product. The third thing you do is you make them come back for repeat purchases. I mean, trial and repeats. Classic marketing 101. Okay, when you have a customer in repeat purchase, what do you want to do? I want this person coming back and back and back and back as frequently as possible for as many years as possible. Well, guess what's happening, let's say, to some of the fast food restaurants? If you're eating Monster Thick Burgers all week long, and some of the heavy users, literally, you know, they're going 6, 7 times, they're going 9 times a week. I mean, every week, day in and day out. This is Morgan Spurlock, you know, the supersize. I mean, there are, and this is, I mean, a serious audience. So what happens? If you keep feeding these people these products, you ain't going to have them around for 3 to 6 years as long as you could have. All right? So that's in my most cynical moment when I talk to my corporate colleagues. You're killing off your heavy user. No pun intended.